letting it go. And since you're on your back, plant the feet, drop the knees in on each other. And if you need to, you can put a block or a rolled towel between the knees, sticking the hips in one direction. We'll go from neck to hips. We'll do a little bit of everything in between to strengthen, stretch, get some flexibility. Take the knees wide. Drop both knees right, turn head left. The arms wide, palms up. And if that's too much for the shoulders, place the hands beside you. These poses, we really want to focus on breathing, probably holding about 6 full cycles of breath. Take it through center. Go over to the left. You can turn the head right. Come back through center. Take the soles of the feet together, knees wide, into a cobbler's pose. And you can always adjust. Pulling the feet closer in, of course, is going to make it more intense. If you want to put blocks or roll towels under the thighs to give yourself a little support, it's going to take away a bit of that hip opening, and you need to back off a bit. We're going to add some core work here. Hands come behind the head, interlacing the fingers, elbows wide. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come down. And just using hands to support the head, not to lift. Just keep going. Two more. Moving with the breath. Not a lot of opportunity in our back focus class to move with the breath, but this is one of them. Idea of mindfully moving. We're going to come back down onto the mat, release the hands. Let's plant the feet again wide. We're going to drop both knees right. You could put the block under the right knee, arms wide, palms up. Another option is lift that foot. Take it a little more. Put the right foot on the outer part of the left leg to draw that left leg over. And of course, if you're trying and it doesn't work, switch it up. Go back to your original pose. Back through center, both feet down. We still have the feet wide. We're dropping knees left. Turn head right. And then either give yourself some support, bringing the floor up, or maybe modify in the opposite direction, make it a little more intense with the foot on the outer part of the right leg. Let's come back through center, plant the feet, walking feet back, ankles in line with knees. Bringing arms beside you, palms down. We're going to go into bridge pose. Another option in bridge is to put the block between the knees so that you're reminding yourself you're using the entire body to come into this back bend. Lifting up as you inhale. And if the block's in between the knees, I'm like the shoemaker's wife, has no shoes. I have no block today. Lifting up and breathing, holding the pose, not holding your breath. Lower down. Once you lower down, pulling the right knee in, you're going to interlace the fingers around the shin to pull the thigh against the stomach, flex the foot. Take a few breaths here. I wore my sunshine pants today in work. The sun came out. We're going to move that right foot up towards the ceiling. Arms are beside you, palms down. One-legged bridge. So if you had the block in place, of course, you took it out. Lift up. Lift up. We're going to bring it back down. Ankle over thigh. Hands behind the head again. Elbows wide. And two options here. So we're going to rise and twist left elbow, right knee. You can keep the left foot down, or you can lift the left foot up, taking a version of reclined pigeon with some core work. And then maybe you lift that foot up so shin is parallel to the floor. Rising and twisting left to right. So either foot planted or leg lifted. We'll keep going. Rising and twisting. Let's do 10. I think we're about at 6, so 4 more. Again, moving with the breath. When you lower the head back down, releasing the hands, now come into the full version of reclined pigeon, which means you could interlace around the shin, behind the thigh. You might use your strap. Just leverage of the legs, whatever works here. Your gaze is straight up at the ceiling if eyes are open. Place the foot down. Ankle is still over thigh, arms wide, palms up. Right foot onto the floor on the left side. Or put your foot on a block. You can turn the head right. It's coming through center. Go the opposite way. Go over to the right. Turn head left. Using that leverage, coming into another twist, another hip stretch. Come back through center, right foot down. Pull the left leg in. Interlace the fingers, flex the foot. Extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Arms beside you, palms down. One-legged bridge. Feel this a little more in the glutes. You come back down, ankle over thigh, hands behind the head. And again, you have the option to keep the foot down or lift the right leg, rising and twisting right to left. Move with the breath, inhale, lower. Exhale, rise and twist. You're going to take 8 more on your own. Keep this going. Let the hands support, not lift. Two more. head comes back down, take yourself into reclined pigeon. Think of that action of the left knee moving away as the right knee moves in. You can even activate that right leg by pulling the toes back a little bit. We're gonna lower the foot down. We still have the ankle over the thigh. Arms are wide. Take it right, turn head left. And again, if you need the support, foot's on a block. Of course, if you're at home and you don't have a block, you could use a book. We're gonna come through center and go the other way. Go left, turn head right. Back through center. Plant the left foot. Walk the feet back again. If you want to put the block between the knees again, you can do that. Arms beside you, palms down. We're going to come into one more full bridge pose. This time, maybe working elbows. You're going to work the shoulders towards each other. And with the block in between the knees, I kind of equate it to when you bend over to pick something up. You don't just use your back, right? You bend the knees, use the whole body to lift up. Lower down. Once you lower down, tilt the pelvis so your back is really grounded on the mat. Arms beside you, palms down. We're just going to take the feet 2 inches off the floor. And if you're not feeling this in the low belly, you know you're lifting higher than 2 inches. And 2 inches is 2 paper clips stacked on top of each other. Place the feet down. Bring the hands back behind the head, interlacing fingers, elbows are wide. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Inhale, lower down. Let's do 5 of these. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep it going, keep it going. I believe we have 3 more, 3 more. Moving again with the breath, so a few more opportunities today to move with the breath than normal. And then once you lower the head down, we're going to bring the arms back beside us, palms down, tilt that pelvis up, back's grounded, take the feet a couple inches off the floor. Lace the feet down, give yourself a couple breaths here just to pause. One more time. Feet 2 inches off the floor, holding and hovering and breathing. And now push the feet straight up towards the ceiling. Flexing the feet like you're trying to support the ceiling. A little bit of blood going back towards the head and the heart. And if you want, you could reach the hands up, come into dead bug. But make sure you draw the shoulders into the mat. You want to keep the head, the shoulders down. Let's go 5 more breaths here. So even if the arms and the legs start to feel a little funny, we're going to stick with this. Lift the head up like you're trying to touch the toes. Hold this for 5 breaths. Lower the head down, bringing knees in towards the underarms for a version of happy baby. It might be grabbing the big toes, could be ankles, calves. Keeping tailbone down, the head and shoulders down. Move a little bit side to side. That pressure going on the back. And if you can hook the big toes, and you could also use your strap to do this. Hook the big toes. Take the legs out into a V shape. And your strap can be many a things. Bathrobe, belt, or an old necktie, a long scarf. Give the legs nice and straight. Get that stretch in the inner thighs. Let's bring the legs together. Pull the knees in. Fingers around the shins. Lift the head, tuck and round. Lower the head down. Extend the left leg long. Start with the heel down. Pull the toes back on both feet. Pull the toes back. Lifting the head, you're going to lift the left leg coming into the full version of the pose. If you need to modify, you'll have the head down and lift the foot for a couple breaths and then switch up. Lower the head and lift the foot. Lower the head down. Guide the right leg over to the side. Stay on the mat. Move that knee in a full circle. And take it the opposite way. We're going to bring the knee through center, cross the body, another twist, pulling the right knee over with the left hand. Right arms to the side, palm is up. Let's come back through center, both knees in. Lift the head, tuck and round. Lower the head down. We're going to take the right leg out long. We'll go through that sequence on the left side, flexing the feet, and then activate the leg. Lift the right leg, lift the head, tucking and rounding in, of course, breathing. Lower the head and the foot. Left leg goes to the side. Take some circles here. Big, big circles. All directions. Take the leg through center. Cross it over to the right. Turn the head left. Back through center. Both legs in. Holding the knees in. Make some circles. Move the legs together. And same thing. Go in both directions. Maybe a little bit side to side. Legs through center once again. Arms wide, palms are up. Spinal twist to the right. So this time legs together. It's a little bit tighter twist. Turn the head left. And you always have the option. Block under the knee, block between the knees. If you do have the arms wide, make sure the palms are up. Take care of the shoulders. Bring knees through center. Drop them left. You can turn the head right. And if turning the head is not what your neck needs to do, you can have the face straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to add a shoulder stretch. So turn the head towards the right hand. If the eyes are closed, if the eyes are open, you're looking at the right fingers. Keeping the gaze on the fingers, sweep the right hand over to the left side. And you might get the hands to line up, you might not. You don't want to lift up on the left side to get the hands to line up. Inhale, come back into the spinal twist. Exhale, cross. Inhale, open up. Exhale, coming across, and then pause here. Lengthen a little bit more. See if you can creep those hands a little, the right hand a little closer to line up with the left. Back into the spinal twist. We're going to draw knees through center. Drop the knees to the right. Turn the head left once again. Same action. Sweep the left hand to meet the right. Or open up wide. Back into the spinal twist. Do that 2 more times. The third time, pause, lengthening and stretching the shoulder. Last time. Let's come through center. Bring the knees through center. And then we'll pull those knees in one more time, lifting the head, tucking and rounding. Place the head down. Place the feet down. You're going to lengthen the legs out on your mat. Reach arms up overhead. Extend the hands and the feet over to the right. And you have the option to grab the left wrist with the right hand and maybe cross left foot over the right if you want to go a little deeper into it. Back through center over to the left. And look towards the right. And again, if you want to bind or cross the legs, you can do that. We'll come through center. Stretch out, reach the arms overhead, pointing toes away, maybe turning the head side to side. And then let's bring the knees back in. Onto your side, come onto your side. Fetal posture. Use the right hand for support, and you're going to come up to seated. Once you're in seated, if cross-legged seated works, come into cross-legged seated. You could sit on that block to lift the hips up a little bit. Makes it a little easier sometimes to come into this easy pose. Sit up nice and tall, close the eyes. Hands, palms down on the knees. Chin is parallel to the floor. Turn the head to the right. Do this with the eyes closed, just so you don't go too far in this neck stretch. Back through center. Turn the head to the left. Through center, inhaling. And maybe tighten up the legs here. Get the shins to cross instead of just the ankles. Hands out to the side, fingertips are touching. Inhale, we reach arms up overhead, keeping the palms separated. Reach up towards the ceiling. We're going to drop the right hand down, left arm up and over, come into a side extension. Maybe look towards that left arm. You could bend into the right arm too. And back through center, reach up, left hand down, take the right arm up and over. Shift the gaze towards the right arm. Let's come through center. Open the arms up, nice Y shape here. Look up and behind. And extend the arms, fold forward once again. And once you do that, take those hands as far forward as you can go. Hands might be on the block. They could be on the floor. Another option is forearms down. But you don't want to peel off the mat. You want to be grounded on the mat as we do this. As you inhale, rise back up. We're changing the cross of the legs. If you're in cross-legged seated, if you aren't, you can just keep the legs straight here. Get rooted, wiggling a little bit on your bottom. Arms wide, palms are down. We're going to do a shoulder stretch, a twist, a neck stretch. It's also a hip opener, all rolled into one. Twist right hand down, grab the knee, look over the right shoulder. Stay with the twist. The gaze comes forward, chin to chest. And with the legs straight, you're holding the thigh. If the legs are crossed, you're holding the knee. Pull that knee towards the floor. Pull the chin towards the chest. Lift the gaze, left hand, right knee, tucking and rounding, chin towards the chest, knees towards the floor. Belly towards the spine, get a rounding of the spine here. Lift up, arms crossed, backs of hands together, eagle arms or palms together. You could also modify and put the hands on opposite shoulders with the arms crossed, lifting the elbows up. If you're at eagle arms, pull the hands up. And then we'll add that tucking and rounding, chin towards the chest. Come back up, arms wide, palms are down. Twisting left hand down, grabbing the knee, shifting the gaze. We'll bring the gaze forward, stay with the twist, pulling chin towards chest, knee towards floor. Lift the gaze, left hand crosses to the right knee, same thing, tucking and rounding. Rise up, arms stay crossed, eagle arms or your modification, palms together, bringing the hands up. And tuck and round. Rise up, release the bind, roll shoulders back a few times. And then we're gonna roll them forward. Get a little circulation going back in. We're gonna switch the cross of the legs again. Sit up nice and tall. Left finger is down. They're about 10 inches out from the left hip. Take the right hand above the left ear. Palm is pressing against the head. Just gently pull over to the right. Get one more neck stretch here. So we were up working on our house up north this past weekend, and well, we thought it was going to be balcony weekend, and we got 12 inches of snow on Saturday. Straight in the head, which was beautiful. Right finger is down. Same thing, about 10 inches out to the side. Left hand above right ear. Pull gently to the left. Doesn't make for good working on balcony weather. But on Friday, we did get the lumber and we were able to rip down the old balcony. But carrying all that lumber, woo-wee, feel it in my shoulders, feeling it in my neck. Straighten the head. Let's bring arms up, inhaling, fold forward. One more time, walk out as far forward as you can go. As for our breath here, work back up, switch the cross laces. We just want to keep things balanced because we did that twice. Arms up, same thing, reach and fold. Walk the hands out. Give it a few breaths. And rise up. Once you're upright, we're gonna plant the feet, walk the feet back. And since we did do a lot of core on our back, we're just gonna take one round of boat pose. Lift the feet, coming into that balancing boat. Gaze right over the tips of the toes, and remember you're balancing. So if you unbalance, just come back into the pose. Take a couple extra breaths because we're just doing one. We're just doing one here. Even if you're getting shaky, sticking with the breath. Plant the feet, walk them back a little bit. Hands are going to come behind you. Fingers are facing you, palms press in. Let's lift into reverse table. You have the option, you could drop the head back And if this is a pose you shouldn't be doing for your wrist, you can skip it. You can always skip a pose. That's okay. Lower down. Once you lower down, take the right leg out. You have the heel down, you're pulling the toes back. We'll hold that leg in, just like we did this on our back. We're gonna take another twist here. Left hand behind, taking the arm around, look over the left shoulder. Throwing in a few extra twists here because they're good for circulation, they're good for digestion, flexibility, strength. Come through center, keep that left leg up, right hand's behind you, left elbow inside the left knee, push on the knee, twist, look over the right shoulder. Keep pulling the right toes back. We'll come through center, left leg straight, bring the right leg in, sit up nice and tall, right hand behind, wrap that left arm around, take the twist. Coming through center, left hand is behind, right elbow out inside the right knee. Little pressure on that knee as you shift the gaze, pull the toes back. Come through center, straighten both legs. And if you want to move a bit so you're on your sit bones, sitting up nice and tall, arms up, palms face each other, reach towards the ceiling with the legs straight, fold over the legs. Let the hands land somewhere. So they might not reach the feet, that's okay. They can be on the shins. The other thing is if you do reach the feet, grab the feet from the outside, put the thumbs right at the base of the big toes, and you could fan the feet out. Rise up, pull the toes back so legs are active here. Palms press in. Press in like you're trying to lift your bottom off the mat. Pull the toes back, heels might come off. Tuck chin to chest. We're coming into that staff pose, full body pose. Let's release. Heels down, soften. We're gonna walk the feet back again one more time. Hands are behind you and fingers could go out slightly or face you. And we'll go into that reverse table one more time, lifting up, maybe dropping the head back. Lower down, and one more time. Straighten the legs. Toes are back, reach arms up, and we're gonna fold towards the feet one more time. It's getting a little lengthened. Imagine on every inhale, that head gets a little closer to the feet. Every exhale, you might fold a little deeper. Rise up. Let's come on to our hands and knees. And once you're there, it's gonna take a few rounds of cat-cow. But always the idea of setting the foundation. You could move the hands forward if you want to take pressure off the wrist. That mitigates the angle. You want knees in line with hips. Drop the belly, shift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round. Pull the spine up, chin to chest. Belly lowers, the gaze shifts. Exhale, tuck and round. Keep this going. Take a few more. Moving tailbone right to the tip of the head. Do a few more. Again, the opportunity to move with the breath. That's when it becomes that moving meditation, when you connect breath and movement It's really when you can tune out the externals. Pause next time you're in scared cat. Give it a couple breaths here. Really exaggerate. I will do the same thing in cow. Drop the belly. Peek up. Don't hold your breath. Coming back, neutral table. We're gonna walk the hands out, coming into our puppy pose. Pull down onto the forearms, face chest towards the floor. So you are getting the bend in the low back. And you always have the option to slide arms straight in puppy pose. That might be too much for your shoulders. We'll come back up to table pose. Knees, shins together. Counter that little back bend with turtle shell. Top of the head down, arms are beside you, palms up. Move a little side to side. Put some pressure on the belly. Rise to table. Right leg out in front, flex the foot, take the left arm out in front. Or the right leg's out and back, the left arm's out in front. Spinal balance, reaching, extending. Look at the short edge of the mat. You need to put the hand down, but try and keep the head in line with the spine. You know, nice straight line here. 2 more breaths. Place the hand out. We're gonna step right foot forward, move the left knee back, come up onto the fingertips, shift into half monkey God. So the heel is down, toes are up. Lunge back in, left hand down, sweep right arm up, come into a twist. Lower the hand, both hands to the thigh, arms up, inhaling. Go into a little back bend here, look up and behind. Hands to heart center, twisting right, elbow outside the knee. Look over the right shoulder. So bigger twist here. Of course, you're balancing and you're breathing. Back through center, arms up. Lower the hands, table pose, and then child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide. Sink back, walk the hands out, forehead on the floor. You might use your block. Back to table pose. Left leg, right arm. Spinal balance, keeping the back level and flat. Lower the hand, left foot comes forward. If you can move the right knee back so you're just on the top part of the knee, do that. You're on the fingertips, shifting into our half monkey God, stretching the back of the leg, keeping that hamstring stretched out so we don't hunch, our anti-hunching muscle. Lunge back in. Right hand down, take the left arm up, coming into our grounded dragonfly. Lower the hands, both hands to the thigh. Find that gaze point, that drishti, to help you balance. Arms up. Take a little back bend here, go into that Y shape. Hands to heart center. Give yourself a breath in, one more twist here. A little bigger one. Elbow outside knee, look over left shoulder. Let's come back through center as you inhale, arms up, hands down, table pose. And then in table pose, we're going to just shift the weight to the side. Bring the legs around front. Plant the feet. You want to make sure you're in the middle of the mat. Plant the feet. Arms are out in front. Palms are facing each other. You are slowly, slowly coming onto your back. Once you are on your back, pull the knees in. Pull the knees in one more time. Take a nice deep breath in. And then you're going to come to your final place of rest, your final pose, Shavasana. And I encourage you not to be flat on your back because we want to protect the low back. So you could put a block under the tailbone, blocks behind the knees, bolster behind the knees, or a rolled towel. Another thing, since you're at home, grab a chair, put the legs on a chair, but make sure the front edge of the chair is right behind the knees, coming into that final pose, your place of rest, Shavasana. And you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you know you want to stay a little longer, you can just tune out and have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're good with a couple minutes, I will join you and we will end together. If you're ready to move out, a little movement in the body, maybe wiggling or stretching. You can bring knees in towards the chest. Find your way onto your side. Once again, coming up to seated. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. Big breath in through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Thank you for taking time out of your day to take care of yourself. Namaste.